righty. Good morning. Morning, guys. How's everyone doing? All right. So, yesterday, just nothing. Yesterday was one of the first days in, I'm going to say, probably 2 to 3 months that I didn't take a trade. I did not open a single position yesterday. So, yeah, it felt good. It felt good, actually. It felt good. Felt like I could actually just watch and not feel like I needed to get anything. And I think yesterday was the right day to do that. I think I made the right decision. Yesterday was just a mess. It wasn't the day that you want to be involved, in my opinion. So, just passing along that knowledge. We actually even talked about that here in the early morning, and then during the day in the chat, I was just saying, guys, it's just save your money. Save your money. Tesla puts it open. Did I take Tesla puts? Oh, that's right. Yeah, I actually forgot about. Yeah, that was like a non-event for me. So yes, I did. I actually remember that now. Thank you. I took a small Tesla put and got out within minutes, maybe even seconds. There was basically no trade. But yeah, I guess you can consider that. After that, I just realized that the ES and NQ action was just nonsense, and I just stayed away. So not bad. I just managed my swings, and that was it. So I got out of Microsoft. I got out of my target for a loss. I closed a small Tesla call that I swung, and then I just held on to my shop leaps. So yeah, that was basically my day yesterday. Ended up, I guess you can consider it green because you realized the profits on Microsoft, but overall the day trading day was red. The trades that I took yesterday was a red day, and then I just realized some Microsoft swings. So today it's going to be interesting. It's going to definitely be interesting. We had definitely a slowdown on yesterday's price action, which is giving me a lot of indecisiveness. I'm very indecisive as to where this market goes next, and when I feel like that, I really try to take my foot off the gas because I need to see a little bit more confirmation to a single direction to feel like I can attack some price action. So I hope today we get something. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get anything again because of next week's CPI, which could be sort of a something people are waiting on. We do have some more economic news this morning, which maybe can ignite some price action. But if we see sideways inside day type of day today on Friday, it's going to probably be an early day for me because I just don't really want to be involved in zero DTE contracts that are getting chopped up by the market. That sounds like an absolute terrible Friday, and that is not how I want to end my week. So we'll see. We're definitely slowing down. I think we all can understand that. I think we all can see that on the market. We're definitely slowing down on the upside. It could just be a real consolidation move, or this could be where we start to lose some steam. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm between the two. I'm not sold on either side. Was yesterday consolidation, where we can push once again into end of week, or was yesterday the signs that things are starting to slow down? You're getting bigger, we're getting people selling into it, and we're just sort of slowing down on this move, and maybe we see a little healthy pullback. Those are my two thoughts right now. Which way am I leaning? I'm really right stuck in the middle in my head. So I need to see something that gives me a little bit more confirmation to either side. So let's go ahead and just look at the charts today. I'll sort of walk you through what I'm looking at. We'll try to prepare the best we can for this Friday. So today is the 5th of August. Yeah, I'm going to a wedding this weekend, so that's why I got my hair cut Thanks for all the comments. Futures, earnings, economic calendar. So let's go ahead and pull up the economic calendar real quick here, guys, and we'll look at that. Today, we have non-farm payrolls, we have unemployment rate, we have average hourly earnings, and we have labor force participation between the ages of 25 and 54. So that will all come out here in the pre-market live stream for us to review live. So we'll go ahead and see that. At 3 p.m. today, you have consumer credit. Next week, 3-year inflation expectations on Monday. And then here's the big one, guys. Core CPI, CPI year over year on Wednesday of next week. Very big, very big. Jobless claims, that's normal. And then we have the consumer sentiment on Friday of next week. But the big one I think the market is wanting to wait for is definitely this Wednesday CPI number. That is going to be interesting. This morning we had a few earnings. Last night we had a few earnings. Let's go ahead and pull those up real quick. We had Block. We had AMC. I think AMC reported a dividend yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, which is just sort of comical to me. But yeah, AMC yesterday, Block or Square, whatever you want to call it. Twilio is down this morning. Carvana reported as well. And then we have this morning DraftKings, which is a stock that I once really liked, but just sort of have looked away from it. Just don't see the opportunity for growth there just yet. Maybe one day DraftKings will start performing as it once did, but the small cap rally that we saw in 2020 is really what, Amazon to acquire Roomba for $1.7 billion. Huh. So, yeah, DraftKings, we'll see. I like the company. I like the name. I like everything about it. You know, I like what they do, but, yeah, I don't know. The stock just really isn't all that great. But, yeah, Block yesterday, that could be a watch. Yeah, that's interesting. Amazon to acquire Roomba. I actually have a Roomba. iRobot, suspending practice of financial guidance. Amazon to buy iRobot in a cash deal valued at $1.7 billion. Wow. Huh. What is iRobot's IRBT? This is gonna shoot straight to 61 today. If you own shares of iRobot, congratulations, because that is going to go straight to the buyout price. What did they buy it at? 61 per share. So a little bit of a premium. Yeah, 61 per share. Interesting. That's pretty cool for Amazon. I mean, that makes sense. I'm sure they're gonna sell a crap load of those on Amazon and just maybe rebrand it. I don't know. Pretty cool though. Congrats to the iRobot executives. That's a really nice payday for them. So that's that. We will look at Tesla into this 940, 950 level. It seems to be getting heavy in my opinion. The upside is looking limited. So basically what you're going to hear me talk about today, guys, just a fair warning, is when I say that things are slowing down and I know I'm not that interested in upside positions, it's not that I don't think we can move higher. It's more of the fact that I think the risk to reward of getting in now is a little bit, it's not great. I'm not really interested in buying upside when the risk to reward seems pretty light. And I'll share with you guys why I think that. That's sort of my mindset. Shopify, would love to see Shopify retest 40. If we can get a strong market today, if the market pushes on into, if we have a really nice strong Friday and Shopify holds 40, I am definitely looking to take position on Shopify even in the shorter term on a 40 retest. So I'm going to be watching that. Yesterday, Amazon and AMD, very strong on those two names. It was sort of a very stock-specific name or stock-specific moves yesterday. Amazon and AMD killed it when other names really didn't do much. So definitely want to watch those again today. Amazon, AMD, really strong strength there. Google, if the market is weak today, if we see a pullback on the market, Google is right back at that channel high of 120. This could be a very nice short opportunity. This could be a very nice little put swing opportunity if the market gets weak today and Google starts to really show rejections at 120. Roku, we have a bearish break and retest. So we're going to look at what a bearish retest looks like. That is on Roku. We're definitely going to look at that. Apple, 166.50 level. This is the supply level that we talked about yesterday. It could not break it yesterday. It was not able to get above, and it got stuck underneath. So we definitely want to look at that. Meta, 172. That's a big rejection level there. And then Airbnb. Airbnb, we talked about the retest post-earnings. It came back down, retested an important level, and it held it very nicely. So definitely want to watch that one. We'll look at a few other names. We'll look at a few other big tech names, and then we'll close out the stream. So let's go ahead and get started, guys. Nasdaq. So here is why I'm a little bit concerned about the Nasdaq, because I just know that the risk to reward here is, for me personally, in my own trading, is very low, because I do not have the confidence that the Nasdaq is going to get through this 13.5 area. That seems very tough to me. I don't think today on a Friday that we will actually get a really big move through this triple top right here. That seems very far-fetched to me. It's possible. Anything's possible in the market, as we've seen before. Things that we do not typically expect happen. So this triple top right here, guys, from April into May, I just don't really see how the market can just rally through that without some type of pullback, or just a really, a little bit of a rejection. So when I say this, right, my risk to reward if you just look at this daily chart, here's my reward, right? That's my reward to the upside. And the risk, if I really played this position correctly, this would be the risk, right? So my risk is down to here, and my reward is up to here. This is not a good risk to reward, guys. This is like a 1 to 4. Down here, this is a good risk to reward, right? Because this is your reward, right, up to this next level, and your risk is maybe below this retest, right? Like something like this. So that looks more like something I like, right? That's a nice risk to reward. Risk, reward. This is now an inverse risk to reward to the upside. So when I start seeing something like that, it's just time for me to step back. That's really all it is. It's time for me to step back and to be careful of opening new long positions as we start to approach a pretty important rejection level. 4-hour chart, you're going to see the same thing. Look, you can see the triple top rejection from April and May. Rejection, rejection, rejection. You can see the arrows that I put there. And you can see we are approaching that. So if we do get upside, I would say we get maybe another point and a half at most before we hit that rejection point around this 13.550, 13.5 level. To the downside, I think you have a better risk to reward. However, you have not yet shown that the market is giving up. So just because the risk to reward is better to the downside, just because there could be a nice rejection play here at 13.5, you don't just open puts, because the market is still holding up. So just because you're seeing a potential rejection up here and a better risk to reward to the downside, that does not mean you start opening put options. That's why today is difficult, and that's why I told you I'm indecisive on today, because yes, I see the potential rejection, and I also see the really small risk to reward to the upside. So what do I do here? In my opinion, I need to wait. I need to wait to see whether this market wants to get through this rejection point, or if it starts to give up. And if it starts to give up, then I'll start to look for that downside. So for me today, guys, I'll go to the hourly chart and I can show you some shorter term levels. Here it is in the short term. This is yesterday's lows, which you really need to hold. If you break yesterday's lows, which is around 13.2, I would say, if you break that yesterday low, then I think you start to unravel a little bit, right? If you break yesterday's low. The next level, if you break yesterday's low, is around this 13,100. That is the previous rejection from early this week. If you get below 13,100, then you are most likely going to come down to 12.8. So I'm thinking either you get a push down to here and maybe you hold it, or if you break that 13.2, you come down to this 13.1. And if you break the 13.1, let's say you do something like this, then you're going to come back down to the 12.8. If you don't break down at all and you just see strength here today, then I would watch out for the rejection point up around this 13.5. Okay, so market is still holding up. It is still in a bullish trend. That is why you can't play puts yet, right? Even though this is potential rejection, you can't play puts here. Not yet. Not until you see something of conviction. See something like this. Maybe this is what you see. Then you start to look to see if you can play the downside. But right now, the trend is still up, but you can see it's weakening. So it's patience time, in my opinion at least. All right, 4-hour chart on the ES. This whole area on the ES is going to be very difficult, in my opinion. I'm going to delete this for now. You can see all this rejection here from May and July. You see all this rejection anywhere between 4165 and around 4200. It's about a 35-point range. You can see all this previous rejection. Now, you can see where are we starting to reject here. Let me show you these highs. Let me get a little bit closer here. You see the high right here, right? Rejection, 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 rejection. Those rejections are right at 4165. If I go over and I go to the shorter term time frames, look at where the ES is rejecting, guys. Right at 4165. So, do I really want to be the person that ignores that and just goes along into this rejection point? Am I really going to be the person that goes along into this rejection point? I just can't get myself to do it. So that's my current mindset. I'm being very cautious of opening new longs here as we start to approach this rejection point, right? You can clearly see it. It is there again. So in between these two green boxes, these two green supply and demand zones, it looks like it's a pretty choppy mess. Do we break through or do we give up? Can't answer that. Not yet. Cannot answer that yet. Here's the one thing that I would say is slightly bullish on the ES, and I'll show it to you right now. This is the bullish thing. This is the bullish thing that I saw yesterday, right here. This is the only bullish thing that I still like about the ES that makes me believe there is still potential upside, and that is this previous rejection, rejection, rejection into a absolutely perfect support yesterday. 5-minute chart. Where did the ES hold on the 5-minute? Look at this, guys. Look at the chop right above that level. So that I do like. That I do like. I do like that there is a previous rejection that has turned into supply. This is the triple top that turned into support right there, right? Rejection, 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 and you held it. So, yeah, that's the only thing that I'm looking at, because this is why I can't play puts yet, right? This is why I can't play puts yet, because if I play puts here, then I am basically exposing myself to potentially get bounced on once again off this support down here at 4140. I need to see this, right? I need to see this. This is what I'm looking for, right there. If I can see that break, if I can see that turn into rejection, and I can see this start to slip off of it, then I would be more comfortable. So you're in a tight zone. Yeah, Iron Condor over the last 2 days would be good on the SPX if you played those, definitely. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm thinking on the ES. You're right in that range. It's between 4165 and 4140. It's about a 25-point range. All right, Dow. So the Dow is holding this previous level. Support, support, support. And it is trying to hold it around the 32.5. However, it seems like the upside is getting very limited here. If I go to the hourly chart, you can see the rejections that continue to come in around this 32.9 level. Right around this 32.9, You can see the rejections that come in. So let's watch this channel. Let's see whether the Dow wants to break out of the upside of the channel or the downside of the channel. If we continue to trade in this, it is not the day to trade directional plays, right? You do not trade directional plays when you are doing this, sort of like what we did yesterday. So just be careful of that. Look at Dow's price action yesterday, guys. Look at that mess. That is a disaster. That is an absolute disaster. This is Dow on the 1 minute yesterday. So yeah, guys, you need to let these things start to break out. You need to let these things start to find some price action. You do not want to be the person trading directional plays. And when I say directional plays, that means just buying calls or puts. There are other strategies to take advantage of that, of course, but I know that the large majority of you guys probably look for calls or puts. So I'm just speaking to the majority here. It is not the time to play directional plays when the stock market and the overall indices are chopping like they did yesterday. Russell is coming up into a rejection point right here, 1920. Boom and boom. So what does the Russell do here? In my opinion, I don't see that as being an easy level to break through. This is a rejection point, and this is another potential rejection point. So watch out for this rejection and this rejection. You need to get over the 1920. 1920. Very big. All right, guys. So that's the futures. Let me go quickly over it once again. Just real quick run through. Upside rejection points are very close. Risk to reward to the upside seems light. Downside, we need to start seeing the downside come in before trusting any type of put option activity. It's just not coming in yet. It's still holding up. ES, very similar. You're trading in a range. I need to see this range break to either direction before trying to get aggressive on any type of play. And that really is what I'm feeling today. You got about 8 minutes till the economic data. Maybe that helps us get a little bit of a move here. Tesla. I don't know. I've stopped. A couple times I didn't look at the Russell and the Dow, and everyone screamed at me for not looking at the Russell and the Dow. So, yeah. So here's Tesla. Here's the one thing that I like about Tesla. It is this previous rejection, turning into support, and turning into support once again in the pre-market, right? So rejection, support, right? That's the only thing I'm really watching for upside on Tesla, is that it has to hold this 920 level. This is right at 920. It has to hold this zone between, let's say, 915 and 920. If it holds that zone, then I think this is a very nice bullish retest, and I think there is more continuation, right? Rejection, support. So if we go to the 4-hour chart, you guys can see, here's the only reason why I'm not that bullish on Tesla off that retest. Because I have to understand that my opportunity for upside seems pretty light. I don't really want to play Tesla upside into this 950 level, which was previous support here, that turned into a rejection here. Do I really want to play Tesla into this level? There might be a little bit of meat on the bones, but is there a lot of meat for me to take advantage of? It seems like not that much. So I'm just being cautious of that. That upside rejection point is right there around the 950. So if I was to play Tesla off this retest, I would maybe get, it's enough to make money on an options trade for sure. If we get that push to 950, you just got to be really disciplined to watch out for that possible rejection. All right. So just watch out for that 950 upside rejection point. I would not get too aggressive through that. I would probably be a profit taker if we start to push into that level. Okay. That's Tesla. Shopify. Would love to see this, guys. This is this looks just like Microsoft. So if you missed Microsoft, I'm a little bit less. So here's Microsoft, right? This is the Microsoft swing trade I took. You can see break, retest, previous support, or previous rejection point. You can see it held as demand there. If you go to Shopify, this is awfully similar. This is awfully similar. So does Shopify create some type of flag here? Starts to consolidate above 40, and then we get a very nice retest. Do we get something like this on Shopify? That would be awesome if we did. I would be all over this. If I start to see Shopify get steam today, if I see the Nasdaq actually start breaking out once again, and I see Shopify hold this retest level, I would definitely be a buyer of upside here off that retest. If I go to the 30-minute chart, you can start to see that it is definitely finding something here. It is definitely it's a little sneaky. It's definitely showing itself just a little bit. You can see the support that's coming in up above this 40 level. So anywhere in this zone, if we start to see Shop hold this as a support level, we start to see buyers coming up. So I am definitely looking to see, can we get that? All right, Coco. I don't know if maybe you're just having a bad day, but yeah, you're just annoying. So Shopify 40 support, and looking to see if that upside continues off that break and retest. So that's what I'm looking at. Let's see if that happens today. That would be something. If not, if we break 40, guys, if Shopify breaks below 40, then it's probably going to be, the momentum will be lost. Yeah, we'll look at Walmart, Greg. AMD, what a day. What a day for AMD. What a day. So AMD retested this previous rejection point right here on earnings, which is crazy. You guys can see right here. You see this rejection, see this previous rejection here around this 91? You can see right there, 91. We came back. We held it on the retest after earnings, and look at the reaction after that. So really strong AMD. I'm not sure why. I'm not quite 100% positive as to why AMD ran so much yesterday. I may have missed some type of news. I mean, they did have Goldman Sachs maintain a buy rating on it. That could be what it was. I'm not sure why AMD outperformed so much yesterday. I don't know if it's maybe just an earnings continuation move. That could also be it. With the earnings that came out a couple days prior, maybe it just is getting that continuation move post earnings. That could very well be the what happened yesterday. However, guys, just watch out for these levels above. If you missed that move yesterday, be a little bit careful here around 104 and then 110. Those are the two levels I'd watch. 104, 110. But very nice outperformance on AMD yesterday. Amazon has created a very nice little formation here for the last few days. I go to the 15-minute chart. I just want to show you guys sort of what happened here. If I go to the hourly, look at this here, guys. This is some really nice stuff on Amazon yesterday, guys. Look at this earnings high right here. What was the earnings high? Right around 139. Where did Amazon break and hold above yesterday in the pre-market? Look at this, guys. Right here, it's really, really telling. Right there, you can see we pulled back in the pre-market after hours of between Wednesday and Thursday. We held it beautifully. Look at that little curl there, right off that level. You can see previous earnings highs, a little bit of a curl off that level, just holding that level perfectly. If we go to the 5-minute chart and we zoom in, we can see that curl right there. We can see a little bit of a test in the pre-market, and we can see that in the early morning trading, we held that level very strong, and that was your continuation. That right there is a really nice little retest. On the hourly chart is where I think it looks the best. So you can see, nice little hourly chart, previous rejection, little curl, love to see it, little bit of a curl right there, and then boom, continuation. So that was pretty nice. I missed this one. I wasn't watching Amazon closely enough yesterday. Really, really stings that I missed this one, because this retest is pretty. This is a pretty one. And I'm telling you guys, Danny, enjoy your live videos every morning. I've learned a lot. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Johnny, thanks for the 5. Appreciate that. Thank you guys for the support today. And the donations. I'm telling you guys, these show up everywhere. I don't have enough. I literally can't keep up with the amount of content that I can make about the break and retest. If you see me making videos about the break and retest over and over and over again, that means that I have the content to make. How do I have the content to make about the break and retest? It's because it's happening all the time, right? If it only happened once in a while, if it wasn't that solid of a setup, then I wouldn't be able to make it. I wouldn't be able to make those videos. But it's showing up everywhere. All right, we got the jobs. Yep, we're moving lower there. All right, this might be the ignition that we need. Where are my goggles? I need my ski goggles. They're in my other room. That's a big one. That is a big one. Yeah, that's a pretty big one there. We'll see. Let's see. Is the ES below? Okay. All right. So let's pay attention, right? Forget the candle, guys. Forget about the candle. Pay attention to what levels it's breaking. That's the key. Pay attention to what levels it is breaking. Right here, guys, you can see it has broken. This is what you need to pay attention to. What levels is the downside move breaking? It is breaking very key level there. That is a key level. So the ES is below. The ES is below 4140. If you stay below 4140, then you are back below the triple top that we all saw on Monday and Tuesday, right? So there you go. Non-farm payrolls, wow, big increase. Huge increase. Yeah, that is the green light for the Feds to raise interest rates. That definitely is, right? So the more people are employed, or the more non-farm, the better the jobs market is, the more green light that we can tighten, right? Because that's sort of, they don't want to do that in a situation where people are struggling to work, et cetera, et cetera. So that's sort of the mindset behind that. So that's probably why you're seeing this reaction come in. Well, a higher payrolls is actually not that great for the overall market in this situation. It's one of those situations where good is bad and bad is good. Good is bad, bad is good. So, yeah, 4140, rejection. We are back below it, guys. So that is important right there. Tesla, what's it doing? Yeah, Tesla's below 920 now. Tesla's below 920. Let's see what Shop's at. I'm sure it's below. Yeah, that break and retest might not set up, guys. That break and retest may not set up. Especially if this market continues lower, right? Nvidia getting beat down there. All right, so yeah, definitely a little bit of downside. Where's the Nasdaq holding? Let's see. Obviously, we don't want to get too faked out here just yet, but that is definitely a nice little trigger for potential downside. You can see this is right at the yesterday's lows right now. Look at that. Look at that right there, guys. Boom, boom. You are right there right now. So if you break this 13.2, ooh, that Google put might be nice. Yeah. Look at Google. We're gonna look at it in a second, but this is definitely a potential play here on Google. But anyways, guys, let's quickly review this. 30-minute chart. You can see the Nasdaq is at yesterday's lows. It needs to break the yesterday's lows before you can get really that aggressive. It could definitely bounce off yesterday's lows. It absolutely could, right? That is totally possible. The ES is in a little bit more of a sticky situation, in my opinion. That is a pretty important breakdown on the triple top from Friday, Monday, Tuesday. And yeah, that is that I would need to see. I would need to see ES get well back above 4140 to try to even think for upside, because that is a very important breakdown there. NQ is in definitely a stronger situation. We've seen that very clearly. The tech stocks have held up better. If the NQ breaks 13.2 here, then I think you will continue to the 13.1 and potentially even further. So, all right, interesting. We might get some action today. If you're actually a trader that has no bias, and you don't overexpose yourself overnight, and you're not sitting in calls that could mess up your portfolio, then you should be excited about this. This should be something that you can actually possibly get some price action over. That would be nice. All right, let's go Google, because that was the next one we were looking at anyway. This could be, if we get some market downside today, guys. Just look at this for a second, please. This is definitely a play that I am. I already looked at Amazon. This could be the play that I take today and just try to hold on to. I thought we looked at Amazon, guys. If Amazon breaks that retest of 139, it's going down. Needs to hold that. Google. Definitely monitoring this today. If the market sees more downside, I will be looking for downside on Google off this support. Off this supply, off this rejection point. You can clearly see it. 120, 120, 120, 120, 120. If we get Nasdaq downside, I think Google continues off that 120. Definitely going to be watching that today. Roku, another bearish one that we will be looking for. Right here. You guys can see we had support on Roku. What is Roku doing? It is pushing back into that previous support, and it is potentially rejecting there, right? Does Roku reject at this 82? Does it turn this previous level here, level here, level here, level here? Does it turn all of this into a rejection point? That is absolutely something that I will be watching today. If I start to see that breakdown, I will definitely look to get into this with a stop over that 82 level. Very nice. Okay. Apple, another very potential rejection play on Apple if the market is weak today. Let me make this clear. Just let me put this out there. You take it for however you want to take this. I am finding many more rejection plays than I am seeing upside plays today. That is why I'm very tough. I'm not able to sell myself on upside today. I'm going to try to stay as unbiased as I possibly can. But there are a lot more rejection plays out there, in my opinion. And I think you guys will... I think if we get downside today, it will be a better trade. I don't know if we somehow recover and we have a strong day today and we move to the upside. I think it's going to be very slow. I think it's going to be very choppy. And I think it's going to be a fake. I don't want to see a little creep to the upside today. I want to see some nice downside price action, play these rejections, give ourselves a nice healthy pullback today, and then maybe next week we can start to work ourselves back higher. But today feels like there are a lot of stocks, major stocks like Apple, sitting at some pretty major rejection points. You guys can see right here, 166.50, 166.50, and we're there again. Over the last 2 days, we just have not been able to get above 166.50. Look at this. So definitely watching Apple there on the rejection of 166.50. Okay. Meta, another rejection play that I would watch out for today. Here's the 4-hour chart. You can see that over the last 2 days that Meta has pushed very nicely. Where did it push into? It pushed right into this rejection point. Boom, 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 and boom. Oh, that one didn't go. Boom. Rejection, 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 rejection. And what are you starting to see here? Rejection. Support, 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 support. If the market's weak today, I'm looking for that. Okay? So another rejection play in the works. Meta. Google. What was the other one? Apple. All right? So definitely watching these. I'll take a quick look at Nvidia. Nvidia hourly chart. Yeah, if Nvidia... So why is Nvidia rejecting here? Right? It's very clear why Nvidia is rejecting here. Well, obviously the jobs report this morning didn't help, but you can see right here, rejection, 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 rejection. Right? You are sitting in a 190 rejection area. So if Nvidia breaks, I would say right around this yesterday low, which is around 188. I would say if you break yesterday's lows right here, if you break below yesterday's lows, then I would look for something like this if you get more downside, right? So you're at a 190 supply that is looking very tough, and I would look for downside if you get a break of yesterday's lows. Basically, guys, you're going to want to be looking at yesterday's lows on everything. What are yesterday's lows, and are we breaking them? So right now, Tesla is trading right at yesterday's lows. I mean, literally right at it. So you're going to want to be looking at the lows of the previous trading day, and start to see, do we start breaking lows? Are we making lower lows day over day? That should be another confirmation. That should be another confirmation for you if we get more downside. You should be looking at, do we make lower lows day over day? Do we start to break down previous day lows? And do we start to break down and find more, do we turn the yesterday's lows into resistance? That's what I'm trying to say, right? Does Tesla break down? Does it turn the previous day lows into resistance? And then we look for our next leg lower. Okay, that's what I'd look for. Airbnb. So I liked the Airbnb. I just want to sort of showcase this. I'm not really that big of a bull on Airbnb here. But you guys can see you had a very nice little retest here of Airbnb at 105 off the earnings. Held there at 105, pushed off of it. Here's what I'd watch out for, guys. 123. You can clearly see the upside risk to reward is just not quite there, right? Rejection, 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 and you're basically at it again. I mean, you're like 5 points off. So just watch out. Just watch out for that Airbnb 123 upside. All right. That is that. What else can we look at here? What did I miss? Anything big that I missed? Any big names? Looked at Amazon, looked at Apple, look at Tesla, AMD, Nvidia. We can take a look at that Netflix. We can look at that Netflix setup. Netflix is rejecting 230 again. You guys can see that right here. I'll go ahead and zoom out for you. 230 just is not, you just can't break it. That's another, Walmart. I got you, Greg. You just cannot break this 230 level on Netflix. So I have still yet to, I'll look at Square too. I have still yet to get involved in this Netflix gap fill. You just simply can't get over 230. We have to get over it, guys. It's not setting up. No, it's just not. You need a serious move, like something to really unleash this. It's not happening. Target's not setting up either. Target is clearly rejecting. Netflix and Target are both rejecting the levels that they need to break. So they are not setting up to the upside. No. Walmart. What a rejection again on Walmart. I mean, if you just played this rejection again at 132, 133, then you just made a very nice day. You had a very nice day. So another rejection at previous support. I mean, I don't like trading stocks when they're in the middle of the range, so I would stay away from Walmart today. But if you can try to trade it off these ranges, that's what I would look for. Try to trade Walmart off the upside and downside of the range. Yeah, Square. Look at the rejection on Square, guys. Where did Square reject? I mean, it's just absolutely perfect. It's right at the 90 level. We talked about this level in the live stream. We said Square could probably continue off of PayPal earnings as a sympathy move, and it will probably move into 90. And that is exactly what it did. So you moved into 90, the previous double top rejection, and that is where you're starting to move lower. So, yeah, I would just try to watch the price action on it today. That's really it. If it continues earnings continuation, then maybe it comes back to that 80. That's very possible to retest that 80. We looked at Microsoft. I thought we did. We quickly did. I'm out of Microsoft, totally out of the swing. I'm not out of Microsoft's swing because of Microsoft individually. The reasons I got out of Microsoft, and this is something I wanted to talk about, guys. I didn't get out of Microsoft because I didn't like the Microsoft chart. I got out of Microsoft because I didn't like the Nasdaq chart. I did not want to hold my position into a Friday with economic data and with the Nasdaq approaching a rejection point and the ES approaching a very nasty rejection point and the price action that I saw yesterday. None of that felt right to me for strong continuation on tech stocks. So if I start to see that weakness on the Nasdaq we saw, the upside rejection points, the limited risk to reward to the upside, then I need to act appropriately in my positions that I'm holding. I can't just close my eyes and pretend like the market is going to continue higher and I'm going to hold my Microsoft swing trade to the upside, even though I hate what I'm seeing on the Nasdaq. So that comes from experience. That comes from being very meticulous about what you're holding and actually caring about the money that's in your portfolio. A lot of people don't care about the money in their portfolio. They just put it in there. They feel like it's a sunk cost. They feel like it's gone, and let's just start doing some shit. Let's start throwing shit at the walls. For me, I'm very meticulous about the money that I have in the market. So when I started to see that on the Nasdaq, I dipped out of Microsoft, and I think it was a good call. So, yeah. So that's Microsoft. We have about, 4 minutes. We have 50,000 subs yet. We are 12 away. Who wants to make it happen? On August 5th, Friday, August 5th, live stream. Who wants to make the 50,000 sub happen? Anyone? Anyone out there? 12 of you out of the 1,500 that are here? Should we get a live counter up? Let's see. XXS Tentacion. Can we get a live counter? Oh, that's not right. Hey, hey, we did it. We did it. Boom, baby. Nice, guys. Thank you so much. 50K. This is just dead wrong. Thank you guys so much for all the support. That's a really big milestone. That's awesome. I did not expect to hit that when I started YouTube. I started it about 2 years ago, and I had no expectations. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate the support. So, all right, let's go real quick to the ticker. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. I hope you get some kind of enjoyment from being here. That's awesome. All right, let's just leave it off at that, huh? Let's just leave it off at that. Let's all have a great day. Let's all focus up. Let's lock in. The Nasdaq is okay. Yeah. Yep. Nasdaq is below that yesterday low, guys. So definitely watching some downside here under that yesterday low. The ES is almost back to the ES is almost back to Monday and Tuesday's levels. So yeah, really nice. Nice downside. Thank you guys so much for everything. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it a lot. that is, that's really awesome. So have a fantastic day. Thank you guys for all the support. Watch that downside today. And I will see you guys next week on Monday. Peace out.
Yeah.